Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a Leafit corporate update. This is called the Jumpstart Call, and we've got a lot of things to share with you today that's going on with Leafit. My name is Rob Hanley. I'm not one of the corporate officers, but I try to do anything I can do to help out marketing-wise, and it is my pleasure to be here to see this business absolutely just explode, particularly as it goes into this this new transition that it's in right now. And certainly of all the webinars that have been out there, all the calls, with everything that is happening right now, all the big things going on, teams exploding out there in Leafit, this is probably going to be one of the best calls that we have. We're a short ways away from the release of the app, but on this call we're going to talk about everything new that's going on at Leafit, at corporate, and at a great right place, right time. So it's my pleasure to introduce one of my best friends. He's the Chief Operating Officer, great guy, the hardest working person that I've ever known in networking, and this is Ron Pope. Take it away, Ron.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, donating your time and doing these calls for us each and every week. And you and I have, I don't know how many people know this. You and I have traveled the world and built some very large companies together. And what I love about your story here with Leafit is, you had vowed to never do another network marketing company again. And when I found Leafit and I started to evaluate it, what was really cool was I went to Rob and I said, hey, I'm going to go over here and take a look at this company. And first thing he said was, I'm not doing it. And now Rob's one of the biggest leaders in the company, and he spends 24/7 working Leafit. So guys, once you fully understand what we've got here, and the light bulb comes on, you're going to eat, sleep, and breathe this company. So Rob, I appreciate all the things that you're doing for this company, for everybody in the field. They may not even realize how much work you're doing for the marketing systems and the email systems and just everything that you're working on day in and day out. At the same time, you're also developing an enormous team. So thank you so much for your hard work.
It's a pleasure.
All right, guys, let's just jump right into this. I'm going to go over some of the different things here, the topics that we're going to cover today. Communication with the field. We're going to talk about resources such as webinars. We've got now a new live Q&A, that's questions and answers webinar coming up Wednesday. We got recordings for you guys. We got upcoming, well, it says upcoming, excuse me, as of Friday it went live, the comp plan enhancement, app demo and videos, the comp plan rollout and how that's going. We've got the university update. As Rob stated, we do have Mr. Lawrence Sala, our CEO, on the phone with us here on the webinar today. So I encourage you guys, stick around. Do not leave this webinar early. You're gonna regret it if you did. So, but if you do, we will have it recorded. So stick around as long as you can. Take good notes tonight. We're going to talk again about the $200,000 giveaway. So if you're new to the company and you haven't heard about it yet, Mike Green, one of our executive founders, is going to come on at the end to talk about all this money we want to give to you guys and what you got to do to earn some of it. And then Mike is also going to talk about the leaderboard. Not so much leaderboard as much as, because it is the beginning of the month, he's going to talk about last month's numbers and what we were able to accomplish as a company. So I want to start off just, really saying thank you to you guys. July was hands down the best month that we've ever had. Okay, we're a fairly new company, but it was extreme amount of growth last month. We loved watching it happen and working hard to make it happen, and a lot of good leaders out in the field working hard. We had thousands of new users come on last week, and so it was very, very exciting. Let's jump right in though to the communication with the field. It's called whitelisting. All you got to really do is make Leafit a contact in your email list, and you're gonna whitelist notice at leafitmail.com. And if I blew past that too fast for you guys, I apologize. It's notice at leafitmail.com. Simply just make it a contact. Okay. If you don't know how to do that, it's really easy to Google that. We'll get some instructions out to you guys as well. But it's very, very simple. Just go in and make notice at leafitmail.com, one of your contacts. The reason that's so important, though, guys, is if you don't do that, sometimes your different email server or your different email services will block some of the emails that we send out because we send out so many emails. Okay, so if you want to assure yourself, and it is really vital to the success that you have with Leafit, that you stay in direct communication with us. And we are sending emails out, fairly regularly. So if you're not getting them, make sure and again, whitelist or make a contact. Notice, the singular notice, at leafitmail.com. Okay. Webinars. This is some of the resources we have available to you guys. It's 6 opportunity webinars daily. I did get the new PowerPoint put together, and so we are using that. That's with all the new comp plan enhancements and everything on it. Monday night corporate jumpstart calls like the one that you're on right now. The reason I bring these up is because I want you on these every single week, but I also want you to plug your team in. Okay, so we've got a lot of people in the company right now, and we've got a lot of people on the phone, but it doesn't represent a good number of the people in the company. Okay, I'd love to see the majority of the associates on these calls every single week, and if they're not, I would encourage each and every one of you guys to reach out to the people that you've brought into the company and get them plugged in. It's really important that they stay plugged in with the company. I mean, we're growing so fast right now and changing so quickly. And you guys are going to hear at the end of the webinar from Lawrence Sell and some of the things that he has coming your way. And it's just, I mean, it's amazing what we're rolling out right now. It blows my mind. But when you hear where he sees it going, you're going to realize that it's so vital that you guys are plugged in on a daily basis. Okay, Monday night corporate jumpstart calls. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a glitch here on my screen, so I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but let's continue forward. Tuesday and Thursday night inner circle webinars. Okay, these are where we're bringing the leaders to you guys. So if you've ever wondered how to build a downline quickly, and build, in this case, build a major social network very, very quickly. Tuesdays and Thursday nights is where we're bringing the people to you that have the experience, who have already been doing it, have done it here at Leafit, and we want to bring it to you guys. Okay, like tomorrow night we're going to have an individual on the phone that started, or on the inner circle call, that started with us literally less than 3 weeks ago, and he's already got 101 personals. That's how many people he's personally sponsored and referred to the company. Okay, and then his team has just grown exponentially from there. So if you guys want to know how to build a social network and how to build your network in general, make sure that you bring your pen and paper and really listen to what these guys have to say on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. It's very, very important. August 6th, again, we're going to have a live questions and answers webinar. This is where you can bring your questions and get them answered. And if you guys don't have questions, I suggest that you still show up and listen into what other people are asking, okay? Because there might be questions being asked that you didn't even think of today, but you're going to be asked that from a prospect here in the next few days or next week or the week after that. And then you're going to be able to go, oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, I heard that on that webinar call, on that live Q&A. So make sure that you guys are plugging into all the different webinars that we have available for you. Resources, we've got recordings under the share, then click on recordings. That's in your back office. Okay, all these calls that we're doing are being recorded and put up for you guys so that if you do miss any portion of it or all of it, or you call somebody in your downline and they missed the entire thing, just simply let them know, hey, you can go in your back office, click on the share tab, and then click on record, or go down underneath recordings, and you'll see them all right there. Okay, so all the jumpstart, the I don't think we have any opportunity back there, but we've got the jumpstart, and then we've got the inner circle calls, and we've got the interviews that Lawrence has done with the radio shows and things. Really exciting. If you want to listen to something pretty cool, go and listen to those radio shows. We're going to be getting those on the homepage here as soon as our programmer gets the chance to get those up there. Those are pretty cool. Aaron and Kelly, actually, the radio talk show host, signed up live on the air while Lawrence was speaking with them, and he was supposed to get 10 minutes. He got 20 minutes, and I guarantee it's worth going and listening to Lawrence for those 20 minutes and what it was that they talked about on the radio show. Another great resource there, though. Weekly Jumpstart webinars, we talked about those. Inner Circle webinars, media recordings. Okay, Those are all back there underneath your share recordings. And then you got the comp plan PDF. This is the updated one. This is underneath the other resources. So if you're trying to understand the new compensation plan, go pull it up, spend some time with it, crunch some numbers, really get to understand what it is that we've done there for you guys, okay? Because it's very, very significant, the amount of money that you guys can now make and make it a full-time income extremely quickly. I know there's a lot of people in the United States today that are working hard to, make a couple of $1,000s a month in their job. And I have to say that we've got some folks that have come in the month of July that are already approaching that just in their residual matrix income alone. And that has nothing to do with the unilevel or the check matches that they'll be receiving. So if you're really wanting to replace your JOB and have fun building a social network, this new comp plan is going to allow you to do that. And if you don't understand how to build a good marketing campaign and really start to generate a list that can bring in those prospects for you, that's where the iGrow University comes in. I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment. Okay, but we've brought all the resources and all the tools to you guys to allow you to develop an enormous social network. We've got the app demo on the replicated homepage. If you haven't taken the time to go and watch that, you should. That way you fully understand the app when it comes out. Okay. Let's see. We've got videos. Right now, as far as the videos go, the new product video is up. Okay, that's pretty cool background and video in general. We did some new animation with it. We're actually going to be rolling out the compensation plan video here yet this week. Okay, it is still being worked on from our video guy. There was a few more edits that delayed the process just a little bit there. So, but we're expecting that any day now so that we can get the new compensation video up for you guys. Let's talk a little bit about the comp plan enhancements. I don't want to go real deep into it. This is not going to be a training or anything, but I just want to touch on some of the things that we've done here to allow you guys to make a lot more money in the same amount of time that you were already spending. Okay, and I don't want to dwell on this, but you guys can go and pull it up and look at it. We'll be doing some training on it, but for now, I just want to touch on a couple of the things that we did here. Okay, we increased it from 2 ways to make money to 4 ways. We are now $149 one time. Okay, there's a lot of companies out there right now, guys, that are $500, $1,000, $5,000 to get involved with, and we're not. And our education, our social media marketing course basically is what it is. Other companies sell lesser courses for a lot more than we are, and for us to be able to make that available to you guys for $149 one time and $49 a month is an incredible value. I mean, there's companies out there that are selling lesser courses for $1,800, $2,000, $5,000, but we don't have to charge that much because of the fact that we have so many people that are going to be using it. All right, so this is an enormous amount of value, and we've had some people ask today, how the new comp plan and new pricing was working. I have to tell you, it's teams are booming, guys. They're loving it, and the fact that Leafit now offers a full-time income from home, I mean, a real legitimate full-time income from home for building a social network, we're getting rave reviews on this. So $149, do not let that be a stumbling block for you guys. $49 a month, don't let that be a stumbling block. If you understood the compensation plan, you get 3, and you get your $149 back. You get 3 personals, get that $149 back, help them each get 3. That's your business model right there. Get 3 and help them get 3. And then all you do is you encourage them to do the same thing. You see, and it just duplicates down through your group. So you get 3, you get your money back, and you help them get 3, and your monthly is free as well. So 3, you get 3, and yours is free. Incredible. I mean, just simple, easy to do here. And it now pays weekly. Instead of waiting 5 weeks to get your first check, you literally could get a check this week. Okay? So whatever you do up until Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific, you're going to get paid this Friday on. So that hasn't been in place before. We now have weekly pay. And there's no limits on your income potential. You can make as much as you want, and that's due to the check match. So I would take the time, go pull up the PDF, and learn the compensation plan. It's very, very important. Now I want to explain real quick or talk about the iGrow University. This is going live this week. The iGrow University, what we've done here at Leafit, we become OMCP certified, which means we're an authorized training provider. All right, and through this course, you guys can actually become OMCA certified, which is Online Marketing Certified Associate, and actually put that on a resume or something and show yourself as an online marketing specialist. So you can do marketing for other companies if you want to create another income stream or something out of it. Otherwise, what I suggest is you guys go through it, learn how, okay, this is why we brought it to the table, is it's the perfect fit for what we're doing here. Okay, what are we doing? We're building a social network, right? Well, we've got 55 university courses, hundreds of hours of real valuable, usable training that will teach you how to launch and manage successful marketing campaigns on social media sites to build your network over here with Leafit even quicker. All right? So if you're sitting there wondering, well, I don't know how to get leads for building my social network, we're going to show you how to do that through iGrow University. So that's what it is, and if you guys haven't grasped it yet, the value of that, it's enormous. I mean, one of the biggest things about networking is creating duplication, and that's the hardest thing about networking. Well, we're going to help you solve that, and we're going to teach you how to do it, and then we're going to teach all your people how to go out, launch, and run successful campaigns on all these different social media sites to drive traffic back to your Leafit account or to your Leafit business. Okay, and if you guys understand too that whether somebody comes in for free or they come in as a paid associate, either way, you guys make money on it. Okay, you could go out and get free people all day long. They start tagging product, and as soon as the app goes live in the App Store here, I'm not going to jump on Lawrence's, on his things he's going to talk about here in a few moments, but as soon as the app goes live in the App Store, all these people that are just tagging product, whether they paid to come in or not, you're going to make money on that. You can make 9 generations deep on the e-commerce sales. So you want to drive a tremendous amount of traffic. I mean, even if you had 90% of the people that came in your downline or came into your organization did not pay to be part of this company, you would still make a tremendous amount of money with them. And they can make money as well. That's the other cool part about that. I mean, you want to talk compliance. I mean, we're heavily compliant in the fact that people can come in here for free and still make money. I mean, it's pretty incredible. We've got some of the courses are going to teach you leadership, sales, and marketing. You can learn at your own pace. You don't have to take the course if you don't want to. And as I stated earlier, other companies and universities. Why universities? Okay, I'll even tell you the U.S. Department of Labor uses a similar course as to what we have. Why are they all doing that? It's because the way of the future, guys, is going online. And social media is the #1 source because it's so huge. Billions of users worldwide are on social networks every single day. So if you want to get in front of a major frontier here, you need to learn how to market through these social media networks. So that's what we want to show you guys. All right, that's the value of what we're bringing here, and that's what these other people are doing that are making or building large organizations quickly. Is they've already learned to use the most powerful income-generating vehicle that's ever been created, which is social networking. So I don't want to press on the university anymore. The university, we're working on that right now. If you go in your back office, you'll see a tab there that says iGrow University, and we got a couple more API calls that we're having to finish up. We thought we were ready with that on Friday, and then we ran into just a little bit of an issue. I talked to the programmers today, and in the next 2 days we'll be fully live on that. So my apologies on that, but we will be up and running and available to you guys with the university in the next couple of days here. And I'll continue to press on the programming teams to get it finished. They know how important it is for everybody. So give it just a little bit of time, and you guys will have that. Now what I want to do is I actually want to bring out our CEO and founder. And if you guys have only been here for the last few weeks, you may not have heard from Lawrence before. I have the honor of actually working with this individual day in and day out. We've spent a lot of hours here at the office. Rob said at the beginning of the call that he's never met anybody that works any harder than I do. On Friday night, I'll tell you, I was here. We got to the office about 8 o'clock Friday morning, and didn't leave the office until about 1 o'clock the next day. And we worked straight through. And when I say we, Mike Green was here with us up until about midnight, and what I'm referring to is actually myself and Lawrence Sell, stayed here and worked all night long. And that was probably the longest day that we've ever had with this company, but I will tell you that it is not uncommon for our CEO to be here working up to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So extremely hard worker. It is difficult for me to find people that go toe-to-toe with me, because I do work 18 to 20-hour days. I've been doing that for about 3 years now, because I've got a dream and a mission, and that is what I'm so excited about with Leafit. Is that's the same that Mike Green and Lawrence Sal are both that same way. So I'm honored to be working with Lawrence, and talk about a true visionary. Lawrence, are you on with me?
I am. Can you hear me, Ron?
I can hear you, bud. Lawrence, I'd like to just kind of bring you out and have you say hi to everybody, and I talk about you all the time, so I think they know your story and who you are and what you're about, and you're kind of that mystery man because you're so focused on the vision and the direction of the company, and that's where where you need to be is back there in the background working hard and making the dreams come true for everybody. But I'd love you just to come out and talk for a moment, and then I'll start to ask you some questions here about the app.
Sure, Ron. Sounds good. Well, I've been listening, and guys, I don't know, those of you who've been here a while, I guess pre-Ron era, we could call it, you noticed that, we're working hard. But, I mean, Ron, since you came on board, we've kicked this up 10 times our growth, like you mentioned, in the month of July. I think we shattered our record for any month ever in history, and we grew by about 10 times, it seemed like. So, I mean, Ron, you've just done a phenomenal job, and like you said, I've never worked with anybody who could go toe-to-toe with me. Usually I'm the one that goes till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I think I actually took a nap, and you were still going. I think at like 5 o'clock in the morning I actually fell asleep.
I wasn't going to say that.
I think, well, but anyways, so everybody, thanks for making it tonight. We're just completely excited. There's so much going on behind the scenes. We're not just bringing out a phenomenal product. We're bringing out a phenomenal culture. We're creating something like Ron said, where even a person can come here for free and they can generate an income. And I'm going to talk more on that later, on how a free person with this product in time is going to be able to really enhance their earning potential. But all in all, I mean, what we're creating here is not just a social network, but it's the first social network that's going to allow affiliates and associates to basically earn a living through a social network. And what we're doing specifically with this product, unlike probably any other product with any other company, is we are building a product that's going to stand toe-to-toe one day with the big dogs like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google, you name it. And what's really exciting about it is uniquely the way that we're bringing the markets together. And when I mean the markets, I mean social networking, e-commerce, and search, and how simple it's going to be able to open up a product and do what you're already doing in sharing content and being able to monetize it or even shop from it and earn and save while you're doing it. So, I mean, all in all, I could not be more excited. Those of you who know me know that I just don't give up on a passion or on a dream. I'm very passionate by nature. I love what I'm doing, love the team that we have here at Leafit, and couldn't be more excited. And I think, Ron, you had some questions that you wanted to ask me specifically about where we're at with things.
Yeah, and I think your mic is just a little bit quiet. I don't know if you can scoot up to your mic or a little bit more so people can hear you there. But yeah, the first question is, what's the current status of the app? Last week I shared with them that we had a little bit of a hang-up with Facebook, and I think that was really the last thing that everybody has kind of heard. So could you just kind of bring everyone up to speed on the actual status of the app today?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me better now?
It's a little bit better, yeah. You're still a little bit quiet.
Okay, great. Maybe it's this phone. I literally have my mouth against it. But anyways, so yeah, like you mentioned, Ron, last week we were waiting. Facebook put out a new requirement to where you had to be approved to use a Facebook app to connect to them. So we had to get that put behind us. We did that. Now we're in the process of basically the new SDKs, and those of you who read the email and you're wondering, well, what the heck is an SDK? That's basically, it's our apps for our social networks that we use. So when you connect to Facebook, or you connect to Twitter, or you connect to any social network, you're connecting through an SDK. You know, when you've seen a button out there when you're joining something that says, you know, log in with Facebook, or log in with Twitter, or log in with Google+. That's an SDK. It's an app that was built to connect that social network to your social network, so that you can share information freely between the two apps, both on logging in and information porting, and also on when you share content, sharing it between the two networks, and then also being able to receive content from that network into this network. I hope that didn't confuse people, but that's what an SDK is. So what we've done is, during development, we were using the developer's SDK. It was a pre-approved SDK that allowed us to be able to test the product. Now that we're moving over into the App Store, you know, the SDKs are switching out, and it's our apps, our Facebook and our Twitter app that was built specifically for what we're doing, to be able to take content and the pictures over to those social networks, and to be able to log in and pour information into Leafit to those social networks. We're basically attaching those at this time. We're moving over to our servers. We were on their testing facility servers at the time, and so now we're moving over to our servers, and all that we're waiting for now is for the Apple approval. Unfortunately, we did have to get the Facebook approval first, but that was just a mundane process, because Facebook had millions of apps that had to resubmit their SDKs all at one time, and we got caught right in the middle of that, and it caught us off guard and pushed us back about a week. But where we're at right now, what we expect, what our developers are telling us, is they expect that we should have an App Store approval by this Friday. We're expecting to get a new update on the product, and so any of you that are beta testers out there will see an update either, we're expecting today, tomorrow. I actually thought it was going to come in today. Maybe they're doing some last-minute adjustments. But we should see an update today or tomorrow for all you beta testers out there, and we just have to approve that update, and then we finalize the submission to Apple to get approved, and the developers are thinking that we'll see that by Friday. So everything else has been approved by Apple and everyone else, so have our fingers crossed. I do want everybody to understand it's just a process. Every development company that submits any product, any app, has to go through this process. So when, you know, Facebook or anybody is submitting a new build or an update, or you know, a company submitting a new product, it's just a process that you go through on approvals, and it's just normal. It's not anything to be alarmed about. It's just a process everyone has to go through. Like I said, the Facebook thing did hang us up for about a week, but we're past that now. So expect that the app should be hitting the store by the end of this week. At the very latest, I expect over the weekend or first thing next week. So, of course, as those developments come in, and as we hit the approval stage and we know that the product's going into the store, we will obviously be blasting out to our social networks and all our followers, and through newsletter, letting everybody know that the product's in the store and that you can now go download the product and get logged in. We'll even be doing a small tutorial video showing everybody, you know, how to connect your Leafit account for the first time, so everybody understands how that's done through the app, so on and so forth. So that's pretty much where we're at with the update on the product at this time. Ron, did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I just want to clarify for everybody that, so reiterating what Lawrence just said there, is that any delays, all it is just part of the process, guys. It's just we're at the App Store. We're just waiting for them to finish up. And so, Lawrence, just to be clear, you feel then that what you, if I'm reiterating this correctly, that everybody could be downloading the app as soon as the end of this week.
Yeah, that's how I understand it. You know, understand this is what the developers tell us, Ron, and that's what they expect, but that doesn't mean it's set in stone.
Okay, so you guys heard it. I mean, that is how close we are right now. So you should be in full swing right now, just, I mean, really out there telling anybody and everybody that you know that uses social networks about Leafit. We're days away from kicking the app off and going full 100% live. Now, Lawrence, a lot of folks on the phone right now might be fairly new to apps. You have a tremendous knowledge about how social media works, but let's assume that there's folks on the phone right now that don't know that. Is this app, when it comes out, is it 100% complete, or do you have more revisions to that? And if you have more revisions, how does that work?
All right, so yeah, that's a really good question. And a lot of people, and I've even noticed it through like our pages on social networks and support, you know, people think, oh, the product's finished and here it comes and it's done. And that's not the case. In fact, I've spoken on it, you know, before. that this product is probably 10% of what its full capabilities are going to be a year from now. And no product's ever completed. It's not done. You're always reinventing. You're always, adding enhancements or taking features people don't use, emphasizing on features people do use. There's no such thing as a finished product online. It's always being reinvented and made better. And where we're at right now, just imagine, having a baby. I mean, the products since beta is, probably 2 months old since we went into beta testing. So, well, I guess now it's just now hitting 3 months old. So we're a 3-month-old product. Where we're going to be when we're a 3-year-old product compared to a 3-month-old product is going to be a huge difference. So this is just the infancy stage of this product. And of course, we're already working on version 2.0. In fact, I have a meeting middle of this month with the developers to kick off the blueprint and design updates for version 2.0. So while version 1.0 is rolling out and people are starting to use it, we're already going to be starting to work on version 2.0, which is going to address any problems we've seen with the app, any things we didn't like about user experience, and then also feature enhancements that we want to enhance on, so on and so forth. Some of those, if you'd like me to share them, Ron, would you like me to share some of the things we're going to be working on?
You know what? Why don't you go ahead? And before you do, though, I just want to tell everybody on the phone, don't sit back and wait for all these enhancements to come around, because the app that's coming out right now that over 1,000 beta testers have been using is incredible. You have to understand the level that Lawrence is coming in at here. He's already thinking, years ahead. He's far ahead of where the actual social network industry is even at. So, yeah, Lawrence, go ahead. I just wanted to caution everybody, don't sit back and wait for these changes. They are coming. But the app that we have coming out, if we never would have told you it was coming out at 10%, you'd have thought it was the best thing in the world. So go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Yeah, and everybody, that's exactly how I am. I'm always thinking about how something can be better. It's never perfect. There's always room for improvement. But specifically what Ron just said, I mean, the product is, and I think me and Mike said this a while back when we first started the beta testing, it was a lot better than we actually expected it to be during the rollout. So when I talk about these enhancements, it's not that, it's do or die or there's something wrong with it. It's just, I want to improve the product. We want to make it better. We want you to have more reasons to use it. So with the current product right now, basically you can tag one product to a picture. But the future of this product is going to be bringing in multi-tagging, where you can tag as many things on a picture as you want. We're going to be looking at bringing in videos so that you can share videos. We're going to be looking at bringing in search into pictures themselves. So you could look at a picture of somebody hiking in the outdoors and search for whatever you want, because that picture, visually stimulated you to want something. So those are all things that we're all going to be working on. We're also going to be enhancing a lot of the user experience. We're going to be gamifying the app, where there is actually badges and leaders based on a few different criteria in the game. There'll be a couple games. There'll be a game for a free affiliate. There'll be a game for an associate to play. And in fact, if the free affiliate beats game 1, they become an associate. So lots of fun stuff's happening with version 2 of the app, but like Ron said, version 1's awesome. You guys are going to love it, but before you know it, we'll be rolling version 2 out. So all in all, for me to see where the development's at already, at only 3 months old, it's like if you were to imagine a 3-month-old baby that could actually walk and talk and think at 3 months old. And that's how quickly this app is developing and how great it is right now. So that's my thoughts on it, Ron, or what I wanted to share, so I'll shoot it back to you.
Excellent. Well, really appreciate your time here, Lawrence, and your vision and where we're headed with this, with the app and the social network in general. Okay, so you shared a little bit of the future there. What is your plans for desktop and maybe Android? Some of the new people on the phone are asking those questions right now. Do you want to address that?
Sure, Ron. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people have asked that question. I think that's probably been the most popular question that's been asked since we went into beta in May. And, the one thing everybody has to understand is before you create a product on multiple platforms, you got to get it, exactly where you think you're not going to change it much on one platform. For example, Facebook launched an app recently, or it was a year ago now, and they launched it on iPhone first to get it right. And they've done updates and changes and so on and so forth, and they still haven't built that app on any other platform except iPhone just to get it right. So, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we love version 1, but we think we're going to build Android and desktop off version 2. So when we have the blueprints and basically the layouts for version 2 is when we're going to begin the development for desktop mobile optimize of the product. So we're going to develop the other platforms off version 2. Rather than developing them off of version 1 and then having to update them to version 2, we're going to begin the development of version 2 on all platforms at the same time. So as soon as version 2 is out for iPhone, it's the same time that it's going to be rolling out for the other platforms. Now, Android may roll back a little bit later. It really depends on our growth. The reason we're saying that is we're looking to make sure that we get it on desktop and phone responsive or mobile optimized. That way, it doesn't matter who has what phone or what device, they can access it just through the web, through the website leafit.com. You know, because there's Windows Phone users out there and all the other ones. So, but basically, Ron, our plan is to develop version 2.0 on desktop, mobile optimized, and we may begin Android at the same time. But either way, Android users will be able to use the product through the desktop version that'll be mobile optimized. Now, if you'd like, real quick, if you'd like time frames on that, it generally takes a couple of months. Now that we have most of the heavy lifting done for front-end development, it takes a couple of months to get you know, the product into beta form to where we're beta testing it. Then it takes another month to 2 months before it actually rolls out into a public beta launch like we're doing right now with this product. So I'm anticipating that once we begin that development, it will be 3 to 4 months before it's public, but a couple of months into beta.
Excellent, excellent. Lawrence, Bill is asking, this is Bill out of, I believe, the UK, is asking if we're going to be putting the app up in their back office for download.
Yes, of course. In fact, once the app is in the App Store, when somebody signs up on leafit.biz, what they're going to get when they sign up is the download to go download. So yes, the download link will be in your back office.
He's asking if we're going to do that before it gets into the iTunes Store or if we're waiting for the iTunes Store.
Well, we can't do that until it's in the iTunes Store because you have to go to the iTunes Store to download it. So we can't put a link for it there until it's actually there.
Okay, because of the way that we're hosting it?
Well, if you know about iPhones, you have to download apps through the iTunes Store.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, there actually is one other way, but it's an enterprise solution, but we're doing it through the App Store just like any other app. So, but you know, until it's live in the App Store, we can't provide a link to download it in the App Store because the download isn't coming from us. The download's coming from the App Store, just to clarify that.
Perfect, perfect. I'm just looking at a couple more of these questions, see if there's anything. Well, at the end of the call, I'll go back through some of these, some more of these questions. I see a few people saying that they're in the UK, they're in Australia, they're different parts of the world, and it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for you guys, and not everybody can attend over there. That's why we record, and with the hours that we're currently working, we've got meetings and things at different parts of the day. So I apologize if it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I commend you for being here at this time. So, Lawrence, without getting too sidetracked there from the app, was there anything else that you want to go over as far as the app? I think that's answered most of the questions for people.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it, Ron. I just want to say one thing about the iGrow University. You know, it's going to be an amazing product. We're going to be advancing the user experience on that as well, and we're going to work on making that really fun as well. And, you know, our mission over here is to allow our users to financially benefit through the content we share and, you know, or through the content they share. So, you know, the app product is going to allow the monetization, and iGrow is going to help you, give you the tools to figure out how to better monetize the content that you share. So just wanted to let everybody know, be excited about the iGrow University, and once that's ready to go, go check it out and get started, because you'll be surprised at how much you learn. And that is an updated product in real time. So when Facebook or when somebody updates the way marketing is done or the way their systems work, these professors are in real time researching and finding the best solutions on how to monetize on top of those updates, and they're updating the material. So the material is constantly updated and current and live with how we are today. So I just wanted to throw that in about the iGrow University there, Ron.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I appreciate it, Lawrence. Again, if you want to hang around to the end of the call, and we're going to be answering some questions, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, I know Rob, myself, and Mike will be here to tear through some of these questions. There's some really good questions on the line here tonight. So, again, thank you for taking your time to do this, and let's go ahead and proceed forward with the call here. So, thank you, Lawrence. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Ron. I'll hang around.
Thank you. All right, Mike, you on with me?
I think Mike Green is here. Yes, Ron.
Excellent. Okay, I heard you on the other side of the wall talking. So, Mike, if this is something I like to have you go over because you were behind a lot of putting this together, and you keep track of the company numbers and just where everything's headed, and if anybody doesn't know who Mike Green is, it was Mike and Lawrence for quite some time, and continued to push this dream forward for everybody, so that you and I, everybody on the phone right now, would have this opportunity to be able to participate in the first social network that shares the revenue that's generated from the content that's posted. And what a concept, and Mike, I got to meet your family this weekend, and amazing wife, great kids, and the sacrifice that you and your family have made to see this dream through, a lot of people would have quit. They would have quit early on, and both you and Lawrence. Just the fire, man. You guys have been through the fire to get this done, and I want to thank you both for doing that. Mike, I want to turn the call over to you now, and just kind of let you talk about the money that we're going to be giving out, and anything you want to talk about here tonight, because I know we just came off of an amazing month. And you probably got a few things you'd like to share as well.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, I was just, I hope I don't repeat everything that you just said, Ron, because I was answering questions just as fast as I possibly could in the Q&A section. And I apologize, you guys, if we don't get to all of those questions. I know everybody has a massive amount of questions, but as Ron stated earlier, we are going to open up that Wednesday night Q&A session. I hope that doesn't turn into a train wreck, because I know the questions come from a lot of different angles, so it might get a little bit confusing to sit back and listen to, but we are doing our very best to answer every single question that we possibly can. We'll probably need to get a few more eyeballs on some of these questions, Ron, and do a little round robin on Wednesday so we can get through as many as we can, but they are coming from a lot of different angles, and again, we are here to answer. I mean, we're as transparent as possibly can be, and we're here to get all those questions answered for you. I kind of want to focus on what we did this last month. I think it was amazing. I almost feel vindicated. I've been talking for months and months and months about when this goes viral, and I think we just did. Honestly, if you look at the numbers, when you start talking about 500-600 people a day that are coming to our website, leafit.biz, logging in, giving us first name, last name, email address, phone numbers, birth date, and registering, even for a free subscriber, I think that is a huge milestone, 500-600 a day. So when you talk about viral, here's a company going viral before the product has even hit the market yet. And I know for those of you that have been around for a while, as long as I have, it has been a long road. But man, I'll tell you what, you look at any successful company, go back and talk about their roots and about where they came from and about how it was that first year or that first year and a half or that first 2 years. Most people that are going to be honest with you will tell you it was ugly. It was tough. It was, we wanted to quit 20 different times, sometimes just in one day, but we didn't, and we're here. And it's right there. It's at our fingertips now. If you were fortunate enough to get into beta testing, you know that the app is there. It's real. Has been developed by one of the top app developers in the world, if not the top app developer in the world. Just depends on who you're talking to. But this company has stood firm and fast with its goal, and its goal is to bring a social network to market with a mobile application that is going to put everyone in the position to be able to shop 19,000 plus retailers in a nanosecond. My wife hates it when I use that term. I think that's an old Star Trek term. In a nanosecond, you just shop 19,000 retailers plus and came up with the lowest price amongst those 19,000 retailers. That's huge. And then to be able to take that and spin it back and actually generate a commission for yourself if someone else buys from your Leaf, that's huge. That's where we've come from. That's where we're going. And so to watch this happening now, this month of July, was unbelievable. When we ended up June, 1,407. 1,407. Thanks, that was great timing, Ron. 1,407 associates, active associates at the end of June. The 2 previous months to that, I don't think I gave you these numbers, Ron, but the 2 previous months to that, we were at 1,200. So it was no growth to slow growth. And then we end up at the end of July with 3,175 paid associates. That's huge. You throw on top of that, was there a bullet point for that, Ron? Well, you throw on, you throw on top of that over 10,000 new affiliates that signed up in the month of July. That's earth-shattering to me. I mean, that's a product going viral before the product has even hit the market. And I think Lawrence has shared over and over and over again the hits that we're getting on Leafit.biz. You know, it's over 1 million last month. So the numbers all around us tell us that what we've been saying for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, we're going viral, or it's going to go viral when we launch. We haven't launched yet, and it's already going viral. In the system, since day one, a total of 46,000 total affiliates. Those are the free subscribers coming in. But if you look at that growth rate, I mean, if you look at, you know, what is that? Almost 20%. You know, I can round the other way and say almost 25%, but I won't go that far. Of those brand new, or of those affiliates that we have in the database have come just in the last 30 days. That's huge. And I got to tell you, kudos to Ron Pope for all the hard work and all of the knowledge that he's brought to us here. I mean, standing ovation to Ron. I can't wait to be at that first convention and walk across the stage and there's Ron. Hopefully I get to introduce Ron, because the guy, without him, we would not have accomplished that this last 30 days. He's brought us systems. He's brought us experts to help us develop what we're looking at developing, and we're just scratching the surface. That 46,000 total, and 10,000 of those came just in the month of July. We exploded. And then the bottom line number, I think I already gave it up, Ron, 3,175 brand new paid associates in the month of July. Oh, you've got it up at the top. I'm sorry. Thanks for the seeing eye dog there, Ron. But 3,170. I think it was 75. Maybe it was 74. 74 or 75. Who knows by one? But guys, that's amazing to me. That is people understanding what we're doing. That's not hype. That's not, you know, somebody being a good salesman. That is people. And believe me, I talk to a lot of people being here at corporate, a lot of people I don't know, people I'm meeting for the very first time, and when we explain, when we show them what our mobile application looks like, what the social network looks like, what the mobile application does, shops those 19,000 retailers plus in a nanosecond, their jaw drops. You can hear it over the phone. Their jaw drops. Say that 3 times fast. Their jaw drops, and they get dizzy, and they're like, "You've got to be kidding me." And they see the rest of how this program pays out, and they say it again, "You've got to be kidding me. Why didn't I think of that?" And that, so it's not that people here at corporate having to sell this anymore. It's people that we show it to, and they sell us. They tell us what an unbelievable, you know, position that we're putting everyone in to join the social network for free, to build a free social network and get paid for that network, and then being able to upgrade to an associate and make even more money, and get educational courses that have never been, you know, offered before, not at this level anyway, not that I've ever seen. Educational courses that are going to put you in a position to understand how to market better online, how to become a powerhouse inside of social, inside of the social space. It's huge. But I just got to tell you that I couldn't be more excited with where we're headed, where we're going, where we've come from. It's made me dizzy, but we're there now. The app, I don't think I heard Lawrence give a date out there, but maybe I missed that part. But all I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to throw a date either, because Lawrence hits me when I do that, hates me and hits me. But it's right around the corner. It's right there. You know, we used to say 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 weeks, and it's right there now. Right there, we're going to be sitting in the Apple iTunes store. This whole business model goes from going viral to being insane on a global basis. I know for a fact we're going to look back 2, 3, 4 months from now, and we're going to laugh at the fact that we grew by 10,000 free subscribers in the month of July, because it's going to, that number is going to be, you know, I don't know how many more zeros behind that, but a lot. It's going to be insane what this company does with this social network, with that application attached to it. With all of the help from every single one of you getting that messaging out, we are all going to explode together. This is going to be a tremendous ride. All I can say is buckle your seatbelt or take it off, however you fly. I take mine off when I go fast. It slows me down a little bit. Don't tell the highway patrolman that I just said that. But it's going to be a wild ride, you guys. I hope you, Ron, I don't know if you want to flip back a notch and we could talk about the $200,000 that we're giving away in this 50K race. This is huge. This is mind-boggling on top of the compensation plan that we've got. When you understand it to its fullest extent, you understand that you can make as much money inside of this company as you want. That's what our compensation plan is now. When you look at check matching, when you really dissect that and understand where there's no limitations to what you can do here inside of this business model anymore. It's all there. It's all for the taking for someone that wants to take this as serious as you want to take it. You can make it all. But this is huge. This is big for everyone. For the hitters, for the non-hitters, it doesn't matter. If you don't feel you can win an incentive program like this, know that this will help you find the people that can or that want to go out and forge forward and light a fire and win this kind of incentive program. I know a couple of people that have invited the winners in, or what appears to be the winner of this first one. We're going to name them here in a second, but the guy's leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. But here's how this breaks down. There's 4 events. It's a 50K race, but there's 4 finish lines. The first one is when the company hits 5,000 paid associates. 5,000 paid associates. I don't have a crystal ball, but if you look at the growth rate over the last 30 days in July, I got to tell you, I think it's going to happen in August. That's that's my thought. No guarantees, but I would tell you that we're probably going to hit that. Now, when the company hits 5,000 paid associates, on the very last day of that month, we're going to take a snapshot. Okay, photo finish, and the associate that has the most paid associates at the end of that month is going to take home a check of $15,000. Congratulations, that's huge. Second event lights up. As soon as the first one ends, the second one starts. When the company hits 10,000 paid associates, at the end of the calendar month that happens, we're going to take another snapshot, and whatever associate has the most paid associates for that month is going to take home a check of $25,000. Okay? 2 events down, here comes the third event. When the company hits 25,000 paid associates, okay, the company is going to take a couple of snapshots. Who is the associate that has the most paid associates with 3 paid associates? And that person is going to take home a check for $50,000. That final event, yes, when the company hits 50,000 paid associates, the associate with the most paid associates that each have 3 paid associates going to walk home with a check of $110,000. That's huge. That's on top of the compensation program that we have that is, in my opinion, one of the best I've ever seen. It puts everyone in a position, from the little guy that's going to sponsor 3 or 4 or 5 to the person that's going out and sponsor 10, 15, 20, 100. Okay? It's got something for everybody. Check matching inside of our program for sponsoring 3 and having a total of 12 on your team. What check matching? Are you kidding me? For just accomplishing what most people call your first promotion, and already we're going to put you in a position to get a piece of a check match. That's huge. Again, we're not going to turn this into a compensation call, but that is an awesome, awesome compensation plan. And to roll this over the top of that, OMG, yeah, here we go. Again, if you don't feel you can contend at this level, go find somebody that can. Use this as the tool to get in front of that person, that guy, that gal that you know is a monster inside of this industry, and say, look, I've got something here that nobody can touch right now. How would you like to win a piece or all of $200,000 in this incentive program? So use this tool to win it or to promote the program that much more. Ron, the only thing I wanted to finish with was some numbers. Let me get to my spreadsheet, and I kind of want to do this differently. I will tell you that there's, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people that started with us last month that made it into the top 20. Yes, that was me counting again. 10 of the top 20 producers overall just started with us in the month of July. Just in the month of July. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. These people have sponsored, upwards of 10, 15, 20 associates, paid associates, just in the first month. In fact, if you look at the top, oops, I got to stretch this open a little bit. I lost half of my spreadsheet. Hang on a second. We're going to look at the top 2, 4, 6, 7. The top 7 of these people that I want to name by name tonight. Yeah, I had to count it again. I'm a banker. I had to count it twice. The top 7 have personally sponsored over 20 people into our program. The top 7. 3 of those top 7, they just happen to be at the very top of the list. 3 of those top 7 just started this month with a company. So I'll tell you, the incentive program we put together, it's proven to me that anybody can step in at any time and be one of those hitters and take all the cash home in this program, because we're seeing it happen right now. So let me start with a guy by the name of Martin. I think I answered one of Martin's questions this morning, and I think he told me that it's 3 o'clock in the morning where he's at. And if he's still awake, Martin, congratulations. Unbelievable work. It is a pleasure to watch somebody that's so geographically disconnected from the United States out there on your own, putting those kind of numbers on the board. Congratulations, Mark. Now, over 20 personally sponsored associates. Mark Z, also over 20. Karen and Brad N, over 20. And they just started, both Mark and Karen and Brad started in the month of June. Then we've got Aaron B. out of, I don't know where to call Aaron out of. He's either out of LA or he's out of Las Vegas. I'm pretty sure he resides in the Los Angeles area, but has a gig over in Las Vegas. Aaron is a rock star. I think if you've been on some of our Jumpstart call, or not some of our Tuesday, Thursday Inner Circle calls, you've probably heard him speak. Aaron is truly a rock star, and he's hitting a home run here with us as well. Over 20 just in his first couple of months. The top three, and here's what really blows me away, Michael B. Started on July 7th, 26 personally sponsored associates since July 7th. Hasn't even been in the program for 30 days, 26. Congratulations, Mike. Then there's Jane M. Jane, we've had her. I think we've had Mike on a call. I think we've had Jane on a call. Jane, 49 paid associates. I think today makes day 30, either day 30 or day 31, depending on how you're looking at that calendar. Unbelievable numbers for someone to just walk in the front door and say, this is unbelievable, this is awesome, love it. She understands the social space extremely well, understands where we're going with the business model, and has lit a team on fire. Congratulations, Jane. And then you throw Van at the top of the list. Here's a guy that earlier today told me that he went on vacation this last week, something about not having internet connection, and grew his personally sponsored, not his whole entire team, just his personally sponsored team. I think we mentioned a number of 76 last week. It's at 101 this week. And I don't know Van well enough to call him out, so I'm going to tell you he was telling me the truth. The guy was unplugged for a week and still had that kind of growth. So congratulations, Van, at the top of that now. Top of the heap with 100 personally sponsored associates. And again, I think in the system, Van's been on the books now for about 31 days. He'll tell you he's only been promoting this for about 2 weeks, which I believe him when he tells me that, 2, maybe 3 weeks, but 102 right out of the gate. So yes, this incentive program we're looking at here, it's for anybody. If somebody can walk in the front door and do that in 30 days, then someone can walk in the front door and steal it from Van. Well, if Van's on the call, he's going to say, like, heck, they will. Go get him, Van. But I'm telling you, that incentive program, it's put there for the hitters. Go find yourself a hitter, or become a hitter, and race this thing to the top. Ron, I'm going to toss this back to you and try to answer a few more questions before you guys close out.
Okay, perfect. What was kind of funny about it was you were talking about how people start to sell us on Leafit, and I actually had that this weekend. I'm connected globally with networkers around over 150 different countries, and there was one of them that sends me stuff every once in a while. And this weekend he got really persistent on WhatsApp with me, and then he started Skyping me, and I told him, I wrote back, I said, no, I'm not looking. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm not looking for anything. I don't have time for anything. And he said, well, you don't understand. He said, this is the best thing that's out there. And he said, I've never seen anything like this. You have to look at it. And I wrote him, I said, listen, I'm the Chief of Operations and Marketing for Leafit. We're a new social network. And here's our website. Go check it out. But I don't have time to go and look at, whatever it is that you're asking me to take a look at. And, understand this is after coming off of about almost a 29 to 30 hour day, so I was a little bit shorter than I should have been with him. But what was funny was he wrote me right back and said, oh, if you're already with Leafit, then don't worry about it. That was what I wanted you to take a look at. So I thought it was pretty cool, to be able to get pitched on your own company. So from halfway across the world, I believe he's in Dubai. But yeah, so Mike, what I want to do right now, if you'd unmute, Lawrence, if you would unmute, let's go ahead and just start ripping through some of these questions. A lot of great questions, a lot of excitement on the phone right now. I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to just ask one of you guys to take it. I'll take some of these myself as well. How many countries will we be in? I'll answer that one. We're going to be in any country that speaks English, and right now, and then we've actually got large demand right now for Spanish, Russian, German, and Japanese. So I'm working on a PowerPoint that I will replace the movies with slides. And as soon as that is done, they'll be able to be translated into the different languages. When we get them done in different languages, they'll go in your back office, so any of you could use those PowerPoints, and then we can start to go into other markets. We will not be translating the app or the website at this time. It would just be the PowerPoint and maybe some of the marketing materials as the different leaders. And the way that I do this, I've translated programs into over 13 different languages. The way that we do that is that they would, different leaders in the field in different countries. First off, we have to be confident that they're proficient in reading and writing in their language. I mean, there's a lot of people that speak English that we should never write a book. Okay, so as long as they're good at their language, then we allow them to go ahead and do some translation. And that is the direction we're heading with Spanish, German, Russian, and Japanese here, I would say, in the next 30 days. And as far as the PowerPoint goes, I have a lot of people asking also if, when it'll be available for you guys. I'm on a Mac, and so as soon as I get back to California tomorrow evening, I will start on a PC version on Microsoft PowerPoint. And we'll get both the Mac and the PC versions in the back office for you guys within the next week here. I hope to have it done this week, actually. I'm going to lose a day in travel, but I'll get it up there as quick as I can. Let's see. Let's take another question here. Do we need to have you approve the ad first or just take something from the website? Okay, so as far as marketing goes, Deb, if you're using Leafit's logo, yeah, I definitely want to have you guys send it in here to send it to support, and we'll take a look at it. If you're taking it straight from the website and you're not making any income claims whatsoever, it's strictly all you're doing is copying and pasting, I'm okay with that. Okay, what we don't want is a bunch of rogue advertising going on out there, bringing liability back on the company. This is too big of an opportunity, too big of a company to have some things out there that are non-compliant. So we would like to see all the marketing, but again, if you're copying and pasting, I would be okay with that. Let's see. Thanks. I have had several ask me that. Let's see. Awesome. With testimonial on funnel. Okay, Rob, are you with me? Mr. Hanley.
Hey, I am. I've
Okay.
answered a bunch of those in there, people asking when the marketing funnel is going to be done.
Exactly. Actually, could you just take a moment, take about 3 minutes or so, and just update everybody. Rob Hanley is the one working on our sales funnel and some of our email system that we just got the new email system up, and Rob's starting to work on that for us as well. Rob, could you just kind of update everybody where the sales funnel is at?
Sure. So the sales funnel is about, probably by the time we release it out to everybody, it's probably just a little over a week. We spent a lot of time getting the right message about what I like to say is, what's so cool about Leafit and what the right message is and why this is different than all of the other different networking deals that have been out there, what's so special about this in terms of why would you do Leafit over some other kind of social network. And a lot of that has actually come back to conversations that I've had with you, Ron, obviously conversations that I've had with Lawrence as well, and I'm pretty pleased with what we have right now. A lot of that actually came together with the brand new compensation plan, with the introduction of the iGrow University, and these were kind of components that we didn't have before. So anyhow, in terms of what the marketing funnel is, somebody had asked me the other day, actually a large leader in my own group said, what is a funnel anyway? What is that? Well, it's just kind of a fancy marketing term, basically to say it's an automated presentation. And it's not really it's not like it's a webinar like we do GoToMeeting like we're on here now. It's not like the webinar system that we have at leafitwebinars.com. It's not kind of sitting down like that, but it's kind of a more of a logical progression or a conversation. I know that's a real cliche in social media to talk about we're going to have a conversation, but that really is what it's like. So it follows kind of a logical progression that starts out kind of like this. Hey, are you open to making some money? Now, however that question is going to be originally, you might talk about social media or give them some more information, but somewhere in that first part of it is, are you open to making some money? And if you said you probably, if you were, then you would say, well, yeah, and then you might say, well, what is it that you have? And then from there, we're going to explain a little bit about what Leafit is. And then if you still were interested, and we were having a conversation, and I said it's the first and only social media that combines together, our social media network that combines together search and picture sharing and e-commerce all together, and it's all patented. And I give you a little thumbnail, and you say, gosh, that sounds great. Then you probably say, well, how much can you make with that? And I tell you a little bit about the comp plan, and I tell you about iGrow and the difference between if you were to get started for free or you were to get started as a paid, associate, whatever choice you have, and then how you would do it. That's kind of a thumbnail of what we call a funnel, and we call it a funnel because the funnel gets smaller at the bottom. It tapers down from the top. It's nice and wide to the bottom. It's smaller. Well, why is it smaller? Well, because some people are going to say, nah, that doesn't interest me. It's not everybody, not everyone is going to join. So that's why it's called a funnel. We should have a lot of people joining, actually, though, since we have a free option. And then it's going to encompass around a whole back office and notification emails and some things like that. I'd really like to probably hold some of this back that I can wow you a little bit and show you everything that there is rather than telling you what it's going to be. But it'll be, it'll be cool. It'll be really cool, and it'll be a very nice marketing system overall for you to have. You'll also, of course, still be able to use, Leafit webinars. You'll also, of course, be able to use your company replicated pages. This is the first time, really, I've been around a company that's had a company replicated page that actually converts this way. You can actually send somebody to your company page, and they get started. So once we have a system in place that is your page, we call it a lead capture page that somebody can put in their email and their name in there, and then they can get followed up with, and you can get notified of these things. This is all part of what we call a marketing funnel, and it's all being put together right now. I want to get this out to everybody, or I should say, we want to get this out to everybody as fast as possible. So that's kind of the update of where it is. I'll say it's 7 or so days out, but I know honestly, just so that everybody's got the right expectation, I know honestly what happens is that things are released, and then seems like there's umpteen different iterations to it and changes to it, and things like that. And the marketing system in this funnel will actually continue to be kind of a living organism as well. So hope that answers the question. It should be really cool. And let's not forget also that there's going to be, hopefully it's going to be at the end of this week, we'll actually have the app in the iTunes store. And so I'm about 100% sure that in the funnel itself, we're going to be able to connect back to the iTunes store as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on here, and I want to make sure, like never before, that this is actually done to the vision of Lawrence. I've made marketing funnels for different commodities that are out there, things that you go, okay, well, I understand that. That's a pretty simple kind of concept, and then there's a pay plan around it. And really, I didn't have to kind of go back to the CEO, to the visionary, to say, let's talk about this, and this is what I'm thinking. But I spent a lot of time with Lawrence before I even started actually here to really make this right. And let me tell you what I mean by that, and then I'll stop talking, Ron, is I call it no cheese factor. That's what I call it, no cheese. And cheese means cheesy. it means it's in terms of MLM cheese. Cheesy looks like a cheesy MLM, and that's what I absolutely am 100% against. I don't want the content, the marketing message to say cheese, and I don't want the visually for it to say cheese, and neither does Lawrence. It's got to be cool. It's got to be hip. It's got to be inviting. It's got to be with the appearance of it being open to everyone, that they can make choices and decisions, and at the same time, it has to be forceful enough to actually logically guide them step by step by step from where we want to go. And finally, unlike my big speech right now, it has to be short and concise. It has to be simple. It has to be fun. It can't make people go, God, well, what is that? It's got to be really easy, like, well, what is it? Boom, 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 boom. And they're like, wow, that's really cool. How much can you make on that? Boom, 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 boom. Really, you can make that much? How do I get started? Boom, boom, boom. That's kind of how overall it should be. So I hope that gives a little bit of light to it, and what we're working on and what kind of the intent is to put stuff together. So that's it.
Excellent, Rob. Thank you for taking that time there and answering that question. I know I'm seeing a lot of those as I'm going through, a lot of people asking about those sales funnels and the different tools that we have coming your guys' way. So thanks for doing that. Lawrence, are you unmuted here with me? Okay, I've got a question here from Debbie, and it's a two-part question. She's okay. First off, Debbie, we're not going to go real deep into the SWO because that's Leafit has gone through different stages here as we've gotten to where we are today. The question is, Lawrence, what is the status of the SWO, and are we going to be bringing that back? Okay, I can't hear you, Lawrence.
You can hear me okay? Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, I can. Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, the SWO's basically been taken down. You know, whether we bring that product back or not, we're unsure at this time, Debbie. It's not clear that it follows our current vision. However, in time, we may find a way to alter that product so that it does. Now, specifically, you're asking about the advertising credits that came along with that. We will be rolling those over into this product, the IT app specifically. And the way that that's going to be done is once we bring an advertising platform to the social network, our users will be able to promote pictures or promote media that they want to advertise that they have connected to a target audience, just like you see through pay-per-click advertising, but obviously in a much funner way. So the advertising credits will sit there and they will convert over to this product when we bring the advertising platform on. But as far as the SWO is concerned, we don't have any plans for that product at this time. So all of our resources are going into the current product that we're developing with the app itself.
Excellent. Thank you, Lawrence, for covering that. We're going to answer a few more questions here, guys. Got a lot of questions coming through. This is why we're doing the Wednesday night webinars with the live Q&A now. So we're going to answer just a few more. This is a long call here tonight. Typically, we would have been off of here almost a half an hour ago, but you know, there's a lot of excitement in the air right now. We want to get these questions answered so you guys can, you know, get to work and start building your social network. So let's see. I got a question here from Clarence. It says, I signed up last month for free. Can I upgrade for $40? I'll take that one real quick. No, as of August 2nd, the $40 is gone. We're now $49, $49 a month. And if you came in for free, when you do your upgrade, it's going to be $149 one time and then $49 a month after that. Let's see. Can we connect the funnel to Aweber? Rob, can you talk about that one for just a second? I'm not familiar with connecting funnels with Aweber. I do know, however, PJ, that we're going to have our own autoresponder. And so once they go through the funnel and they put or when they go through the LCP and they put in their name, email, and phone number, that information is going to be captured. It's going to go into an autoresponder where we send messages out on your behalf. So it's going to be passive marketing for you guys. We got about 7 different messages that will go out to these folks. But Rob, talk a little bit about connecting the funnel with Aweber. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. Okay, so if I can, I'll answer this question, and then unless, honestly, guys, I really just don't want to unwrap Christmas presents right now. I'm sorry. I mean, I really would rather you guys get something later than that you're like, wow, other than, well, where's this? So the answer to the AWeber question, that's a great question. Actually, we will have the ability for you to integrate AWeber. I think specifically AWeber, probably not GetResponse or something else like that, but to AWeber you will. I cannot promise, and I probably would say it's not likely that it will be out immediately when we first launch, but it is something that I like to have in there. I want to build in there for overall for everybody that you have that, so that you can have people go into your own to your own list. So knowing that's going to be the case, what you're probably going to need to do if you're going to do that is you're going to have to write up your own emails for AWeber if you're going to use your own AWeber. Now, let me say this again, is that if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now and you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know, what is this AWeber, this sounds really complicated, then I'm not talking to you right now. This has nothing to do with you. It's like kind of an advanced kind of, and it's not necessary. The whole idea of what we're talking about here is that everything is included and encompassing, and there's nothing that's missing. So just if you're thinking I'm kind of lost or something like that, that's okay. You're not lost. Everything is done. Everything is already done for you. It's already included for you. So, at any rate, the answer is yes, but probably not immediately. So that's it.
Okay. Thanks, Rob. Okay. And then I've got one question here. It says, if I came in at $40, am I paying the $49 a month? Now, everybody is actually paying the $49 a month, okay? With the addition of the iGrow University and the amount of value that brings forward for you guys, the other $9 a month, you guys are getting university level education there that can teach you to build your business, to build an actual full-time income from home in a very short amount of time. So yes, everybody does go to the $49. And Mike, I haven't heard from you for a little bit. Do you have any questions that you wanted to pull out here and answer?
You know, I got to tell you, I've read through almost every single one of these questions, and I'll tell you the one that keeps coming over and over and over again is, let's just make this announcement. I know Lawrence has answered this a couple of times individually, and I think he did one to all, but maybe people aren't looking at the answers coming through. So here's the verbal on it. It comes down to orphaned, what we are calling orphaned downloads, orphaned affiliates. Okay, they went to the Apple iTunes store and they downloaded the app, and they're not connected to anybody. How do, what does the company do with those? Are they going to keep them and go competition, with the distributor base? And the answer is absolutely not. Okay, what you will need to do is make sure that you've got 3 personally sponsored paid associates, okay, and you will get your equal share of all of the orphaned downloads or orphaned free affiliates that are coming through the Apple iTunes store, okay? Your qualifications, make sure that you've got 3 paid associates that you personally introduced this program to. And once you've accomplished that and maintain that, you want to make sure you've met at least that minimum every single month. It goes through rotation. It goes into a co-op. Every single one of those orphaned downloads, those orphaned subscribers to our social space, we call them free affiliates, every single one of those will be offered out to the associate base that has gone out and produced 3 paid associates personally enrolled by them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It just goes around in rotation. So I will tell you, if there has ever been a reason in a business model like this to go out and find 3, that's it. I'm not going to oversell it. I'm just going to tell you we've talked to experts, and you look at our product and where this is going, and the numbers get very large is the assumption of what's going to happen. And that very large number right now is going to be shared out with the way the numbers ended this last month. There were only about 300 paid associates who had gone out and established 3 personal paid associates. Okay, so if you can imagine the number that might come through that Apple iTunes store, if it's as big as we think it could be, OMG, that's oh my goodness, here it comes. So if you were ever going to position yourself early on in a business model like this, that would be, I think, the biggest reason. who knows what that number could end up being. Maybe you only get one, or it could be with a few more zeros behind that one. So I would definitely position yourself. Go out. Don't just get in this program and sit back and watch and wait for it to come out on Apple, or wait for it to come out on Android, or wait for it to come out on desktop. Go out and position yourself. Whether you've got an iPhone or not, go buy a used iPhone, for crying out loud. That's what I did. Went out and bought a used iPhone. I hated it, so I went out and bought an Apple iPad mini. And I don't own stock in Apple, so I'm not trying to sell iPad minis right now or use iPhones. I'm just going to tell you that if you want to position yourself with this company right now, even though we're only out in the iTunes store, only out on Apple, on iDevices, if you want to position yourself, get busy. There's some people out there that have figured this out. Van, Jane, Martin, Mark, those guys, they've figured it out. This is so much bigger than what we look like today. This 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to look back and say, man, I should have listened to those guys. I should have taken this a little more serious. I could be connected to so many hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people if I just would have taken this a little more serious in the beginning stages. This is it, you guys. It's here. We're real. We've developed an application. Again, I'm going to repeat myself now. We've developed an application using a developer that's the best in the world. We didn't build this in the garage. We didn't build it here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. This was built by the best. It's an application, a social network that's going to be second to none. We're not there today, but go back and try to figure out what Facebook looked like on day one when they first launched. Okay, completely different today, right? That's where we're at. So if you want to know what's going to happen to all those people that are coming in through the Apple iTunes store, where are they going to go? They're going to go to you if you have your 3. Go find 3 paid associates, get them in the program, get them excited, help them get 3, and now you're going to start building the rest of this business model from your matrix to check match to qualifying all the way to 10, 10, 10, 10, 10%, 5 generations deep on check match. Just go get silly with it. This is fun. It's a social network. Get paid to post pictures. Everything we're doing is exciting. Just realize that we're at ground floor. Okay, we are truly, truly at ground floor. I know some of you have been around for a while, but guys, we're just now getting that first step up out of the basement. We're on ground floor. Get excited, get yourself positioned to take a big chunk of this company and put it in your back pocket. That's all I can tell you. Ron, back at you, and I'm looking forward to Wednesday night, you guys. So tell everybody, get back here. We're going to need some more manpower to put on these questions, though, Ron, because they're flying at us so fast I can't believe it. But we're going to get one of them answered.
Totally incredible. Yeah, while you were talking there, Mike, I want to put it in perspective for everybody here. Just to get to the point where we're at, it's been over $20,000 a week just in app development. Okay, so we're not talking about some little app. We're talking about a very extensive, robust app here that's been put together over the last several months at about $20,000 a week. That doesn't account the corporate office and the rest of the overhead. I mean, we're just talking about app development, and we are looking to go here in the very near future about 3 times that, so we can get a lot more development, more phases of the apps done, and desktop, Android, all that. So I mean, we are throwing resources at this. You guys have your hands on the tail of a major tiger here, so hang on tight. I mean, this is going to be a fast, fun ride, and we're making sure of it from corporate over here. Let's see. Oh, also, when Mike was talking about the top 20 on the list and how many personals they have, if you think, oh my gosh, that's unfair, they must have huge lists. You know what they do? They work the social network sites, okay? So the education, the iGrow University, that's going to level the playing field for you right there. So take it serious. Let's see, I got a question here from Keith. Can the system send us an email when an affiliate upgrades to an associate? Okay, so Keith, we are actually completely, we brought on 5 more programmers recently outside of the app side of it, and we're redoing a brand new back office in extensive upgrades to all of our systems. One of those is the email system that Rob and myself are working on right now. And what's going to be totally incredible about that is, yes, it'll be able to email you and your prospects. So anytime somebody upgrades, you'll get an email. I mean, we've got all kinds of things set in place on this. I have actually used this email system in the last couple of companies that I've put together, and it's very, very robust. We currently use it. Millions of pieces of mail go out on a monthly basis through this email system. So yeah, we'll be able to do all the autoresponder, all the site messages, everything that you're asking about there, Keith. Let's see, there was another question I wanted to answer here. Where did it go? You're right, Mike. There's just a ton of questions flying in here. What is a website link and how can I get set up to go through the university. Okay, university is going to be up here in the next couple of days. You'll find it in your back office under iGrow University. Let's see, where can I use the $300 in my back office for advertising? Okay, now the advertising, real quick here so you guys understand, the advertising credits, when we talked about the different phases of the app, one of the things about the social network is there's certain what we call real estate. Okay, there's real estate in that app or in the social network, and that's the prime spots for your leaf, okay, that you're creating to be posted so the entire network can see it. And that's where those credits are going to go, guys, is once that part of the app is up, it's not up in 1.0, so we are working on the advertising portion of that. But those credits, they're going to build up for you each month. But once the advertising portion goes live, you'll be able to what we call boost your leaf. Okay, and so you're boosting that post up. Where let's say that you tagged a purse or something like that, and it's selling really good within your own personal network. You can actually take some of your credits and boost that post up so it's in front of everybody. 46,000 plus people that we have involved in the company right now. You can boost that post up there so that everybody sees it. If it's already making you commissions, okay, in your own personal network, then when you put it up there in front of everyone, what should it do? It should make you more money, right? Okay, so that's what that's exactly what the ad credits are for. Right now, they're going to build up for you for just a little bit until that platform is in place. And Mike, I want to throw it back to you. You got any more questions here that you want to go through?
Well, I'll try to make this one a little bit shorter. Am I unmuted? Yes, I am. But there are two questions come in. They kind of go hand in hand. Can I go out? Can I go out and build this business without an iPhone, without an iPad, without an iPad Mini? And the answer is absolutely yes, you can. I know some of you are thinking, well, that doesn't even make any sense. That's like trying to, sell juice when I don't have any juice to sell. Well, you've got juice to sell. You're standing at the grocery store and you see a friend you haven't seen for a while and they're holding an iPhone. Jackpot. You're over at a friend's house and they pull out their iPad Mini. Jackpot. As long as you can understand how the functionality of the app works and the social network works, you don't have to have it to get it to work. And we got plenty of videos out there, YouTube videos. There's a video on the website, explaining the functionality of it. Borrow an iPad from somebody, borrow an iPhone from somebody, just for an hour or two. The next time you're over at somebody's house and they've got, hey, have you got an iPhone? Well, yeah, why? Well, I want to try something. And go in and teach yourself how to use the app with their phone. Let them, when the app comes out in the Apple iTunes Store, just download it for them. And as you're downloading it and getting used to it, you just found somebody else that's going to want to have our app. Shop at 19,000 retailers in a nanosecond. Are you kidding me? So the answer is absolutely yes. You can build this business model without an iPhone. I strongly recommend you going out and grabbing a used iPhone. You don't have to hook it up to your cell service. You don't have to get service for it. Just have it on a hotspot, and you can use it. But you can absolutely build this without having an iPhone. When I'm walking around town now, or I'm out, in public, and I see somebody with an iPhone, I almost start drooling, just thinking, just get us in the Apple iTunes Store, and it's game on for every single one of us. Now, the other part of that question that comes in, guys, the question comes over and over and over and over and over again. So all we can do is answer it over and over and over again. Why iPhone first? Why iOS first? Okay. And it kind of works like this. I know there's more Androids, and believe me, I do not own stock with Apple. I don't even like the darn phones. I'm an Android person. I'm a Samsung guy. Samsung's been in my pocket for 5 years now. I think it's 5. Maybe it's only 4. Seems like 5 years. Love it. Love my Android. They'll never take it away from me. But the reality of it is, Android users don't use apps. We're not app savvy. That's the iPhone is. The iPeople are for the most part. Okay, and where are the vast majority of apps downloaded? They're downloaded on iPhones, way more than on Android, because Android users just aren't app driven. So it's not like we made a silly mistake and developed iPhone first, or like somebody here at corporate was more iPhone savvy or liked iPhones better than Androids. That's not what it was. In fact, Lawrence Sowell himself, our CEO, is an Android guy. He's not an iPhone guy. Okay, he had to go out and buy an iPhone as well when we started this project, so he could see what his product looked like on an iPhone. So yes, there are more Androids in circulation than there are iPhones, but there are more apps downloaded by far on iPhones, on the iOS, than there is on Androids. That's why it was developed that way. Plus, once you have it developed for iPhones, the integration to move that into Android is much, much easier. That's why it was built that way. That's why we went down the path we did. Again, who did we go to? We went to the best app builders in the world, in our opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, same thing, the best app developers in the world, and this is the path that we went down and the reason we went down it. It's what's recommended. It's the way it's actually done. I fought the same thing when it was first explained to me, and I was like, you guys are doing this wrong. You should be on Android first, and I got schooled, okay? So I'm not trying to school anybody. I didn't mean that to come out wrong, but that's the way it works. That's the best way to get this where we want to go. So it's coming for the rest of us, desktop, PC, Mac, mobile optimized for Android. It's coming. What can you do to benefit yourself right now? We're all in the same boat. We're going to go get this on as many iPhones as we can. You can do it with an iPhone in your pocket or not, but we're going to get this mobile application, this social network, up and running on as many iPhone users and iPad users as we can. We've got an even playing field right there if you think about it. So put one in your pocket or not, go help us build. Let's build this platform with the iPhone users, and when Android launches, it's going to be a whole nother explosion. Where do you want to be positioned? Waiting for Android to launch, or already have a whole huge network of friends that have it downloaded on their iDevice? That's where you want to be. So go out, get busy, figure out how to get this thing downloaded on all your friends' iPhones, and have a blast with it. So back at you, Ron.
Excellent, thank you. I'm actually going to unlock somebody here. Deb Brundage, I'm going to unlock you here. So if you got some background noise, keep it down. I want to talk with you really quick. I hope I don't take the call in the wrong direction. I see some questions about Evergreen Check Match. I'm going to answer this just real quick here. I want to make sure, and the reason I'm going to unlock you is I want to interact and make sure that you're understanding this, okay? So, Deb, you are now unmuted. Can you hear me? Deb, can you hear me?
Deb you scared her off, Ron.
I may have, yeah. Deb Brundage. Okay, well that's fine. If you can hear me, great. I'm gonna play this. Do you see my screen here with the Evergreen Check Match, Mike? I need confirmation that you guys can see this.
Yes.
Okay, perfect,
yes.
perfect. Okay, so real quick, I want to make this as simple as I can for you guys. Deb, you're still unmuted. If you hear me, come on out, and we can talk about this for just a moment. But the way that the Evergreen Check Match works is very simple, okay? So don't make it too complicated here, guys. Just think about it very simply. You have a unilevel on the front end, okay? You can build that unilevel as wide as you want. Your unilevel is going to allow you to bring in personals, okay? So you're not limited like you are with the matrix. The matrix, you have 3, 9, 27, 81, so on and so forth. With the unilevel, you're not limited by that, okay? You could go 100 wide, 1,000 wide. You can go as wide as you want, okay? As we talked about, Coach Van earlier has got 101, 102 people wide in his unilevel, okay? So the unilevel is what determines on which generation the people fall for your check match, okay? So like example, let's say you have 10 personals. That would be your first generation. So you would be overriding 5% of what? Well, that's where the matrix comes in. Okay? So the unilevel determines on which generation they fall, and then the percentage is of the amount that they make in the matrix. So if you have 10 personals and they each make $500, okay, so that's $5,000, you're going to pick up 5% of those checks. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, the reason that this is so big, and you can receive hundreds if not thousands of check matches, is that those personals then bring on their personals. Okay, so if you want a bigger team, what do? You bring on more personals, right? And if you look here, we start to reward you as you build your team in depth. Okay, so we want you to work with your team. So you bring on 5 personals, and somewhere in your downline, you help develop 2 managers. That's 2 people that brought 3 people apiece. Then we're going to take your override on your personals and ratchet it up 1%. And then you're going to receive 5% of all theirs. So if you had 10 personals, you're now receiving 6% on them. Let's say they each brought in 3, so you have 30 on your second generation, and you're receiving 5% of all of their checks. Of what amount? Of the amount that's made in the matrix. Okay? Now, I'm going to really expand your thought pattern here for just a moment. Hopefully this is all making sense for you. Think about this. What if you brought somebody on 6 months from now as a personal, and your matrix is already full down 7, 8 levels deep? That means that they're going to be falling way down in your matrix. They could even fall on your 20th or 30th or 50th level in the matrix. It doesn't matter where they fall, because they're still in your first generation. They're still your personal on your unilevel. Okay, so what it just did is expanded your matrix wide open for you again, because you put somebody on that maybe fell on your 20th level. Well, you're going to override all 9 generations of their matrix as they qualify. So let's say that they got their 5 people. Okay, so you bring that personal in. They're on your 20th level. You still work with them. You're still motivated. Okay, because you're going to override whatever they make in the matrix. So you help them bring on their 5 people. They've expanded or qualified 9 levels deep in their matrix. And let's say they're making $1,000 a month. Okay, you're receiving at this point 6% of that $1,000. You see, so you just the 9 level matrix just blew wide open. I mean, you could continue to put personal after personal after personal and just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into your matrix. So hopefully that makes sense. This is going to be one of your guys' largest income streams. You need to understand this and grasp it. The Evergreen Check Match is massive, guys, massive. And right here when you hit Senior Executive, it's not going to happen overnight, but you're going to be 10% of thousands, potentially thousands of checks being generated through the matrix. This is what, I mean, this just totally changed the game right here. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Deb, are you with me? All right, well, you don't have to be. Hopefully that made sense for you guys. And let me see if anybody's got a response. Somebody respond and just tell me if that makes sense, okay? I got a lot of yeses. Yes, 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 yes.
It made sense to me, Ron, but that's because I know it. But I now have to get back online and defend myself. I didn't mean that Samsung users never download apps. I didn't mean to imply that.
Are you getting yelled at?
I've got people over here yelling at me now, Ron. That's not what I said. You got to look at this from a global basis, guys. And on a global basis, the numbers are out there. Go do your own research. Don't let me sell you anything here. But you might download a lot of apps, but you're one of the few. It's just the numbers tell the real story, and it's okay. You know, download all the apps you want on your Samsung. I'm not beating you up for that. I'm just telling you that on the masses, that's not what happens. That's absolutely not. Apple has way too big of a head start. Their users are very techy and very app-driven, and that's just the way they built that platform. But so guys, don't remember, I'm a Samsung guy too. So don't beat up the messenger. Just go grab some of your own research, and you'll find that it's pretty darn accurate the way we're building this thing. Back at you, Ron.
Okay, I love this comment from PJ. He says, Ron, it's generations like, he says, like kids, then grandkids, but where they live is in the matrix. So maybe I need to bring PJ out to train on the comp plan. That's boy, you really broke that down into layman terms, and I love it. That's perfect. I got another person asking, okay, so we're not going to go into full-on training on the matrix or on the compensation, but I believe it was Nancy was asking, what is, maybe it wasn't Nancy, I lost the question here, but the question was, what is the unilevel? All right, I'm going to make it really, really simple here, guys. The unilevel is just simply the money that you make on the front end. Okay, so you bring in one personal, you make $50 on that sale. They bring somebody in, you make $10 on their personals, so their personal becomes your second generation. They bring in somebody, that becomes your third generation. All right, and then when you bring in 3 personals, you open up 6 generations, and 5 personals gets you all 9 generations. It's simply just it's different than it was Nancy. Okay, so it's different than the matrix. The matrix is limited on each line, so it's called levels. With the unilevel, it's referred to as generations because you can go as wide as you want. Okay, It doesn't matter how many personals you bring on, but we refer to it as the unilevel, 9-generation unilevel. But it could literally be, I mean, just tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that fall in those 9 generations of the unilevel. So, Nancy, give me a yes if that made sense to you, would you please? I want to keep this as simple as possible here for you guys tonight. And did you, Mike, are you guys seeing my screen with the unilevel?
Yeah, we see it, Ron.
Okay, great. Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay. Lawrence, do you have any questions that you've pulled out that you want to answer? We're going to end the call here in just a couple minutes. If not, what was that?
No, I'm looking through all this. Hey, can you hear me, Ron?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, no, I think everything's answered. I'm just looking through the questions, and actually I just see a lot of awesome, sweet, this rocks, oh my God, stuff like that.
Oh, PJ is Paul. Okay, how you doing, bud? How you doing? Okay. Yeah, I think that you guys probably need more of these Q&A. I mean, let's just, I mean, type in your chat there. Do you agree that the Wednesday night Q&A is definitely something that's needed here? I mean, obviously we've been on the call here for about an hour and a half. So if you guys are looking forward to the Wednesday night Q&A now, just light up the screen. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Hey Doc, how you doing? Excellent. Okay. All right, Mike, you got any last questions, or Rob, do either one of you have anything you want to pull forward and answer? You're muted, Mike.
Everything's great for me, Ron.
Okay, great, Rob.
Hey, one last one, Ron. I'll just leave everybody with this. And Rob, thanks for your help. Lawrence, thanks for coming on tonight and spending time with us. I really appreciate it. But guys, get to your website, go to leafit.biz and scour it. Just tear it up. Watch every video twice, 3 times, 4 times. If you're going to take this as serious as some of us are, you need to educate yourself as well. The Q&As are awesome and we'll be here for you, but I promise you will learn so much. Somebody just asked a question, where do I find the slides that Ron's looking at? Go to your website, scroll down to the bottom, go to Comp Plan, all those PDF files, they're there. We're pretty darn dialed in. And it's not all in your back office. Some of it's right in the front end. So go watch every single one of those videos once, twice, 3 times, 5 times. Watch the product demo video 6, 7, 8, 9 times, especially if you don't have an iDevice, until you know it backwards. But go in and read the comp plan. Go in and watch it. I mean, Ron's got all those PDFs there. But do that education for yourself. Take this serious. Take this very, very seriously. It can be the last thing you'll ever have to take serious. Okay? That's the track that we're on. That's the mindset that I'm in. I really, truly believe, guys, and I've thought it in the past before, and it didn't happen to be true, but I'll tell you, I've never been so excited about being where we're at on the cutting edge of technology, inside the social network and e-commerce combined. Nobody's ever done it before. Patent pending. Okay, that's huge. Every buy sign is there, you guys. Every single one. Just go share this concept with somebody. I can't remember who it was. Somebody, and I shared the response back with everybody. In a small, maybe it was PJ, in a small town, in a different country, no support. His afternoon is our sleep time here in the United States. He's built a whole thing on his own without an iPhone. Okay, well, how did he do it? He sent people to a website. Our website has it all. The front end of the website, get into the back office, and there's even more back there. Scour through it, push every button you can, and learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can about what we're doing. Then come back and let's answer some more questions for you on Wednesday. But man, I'm telling you, the education that you put yourself through right now with what we're doing and understanding the space that we're in, it could be, Ron, am I in line with this? It could be one of the last things you'll ever have to do.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I was building another company of my own, and matter of fact, Rob Hanley was my partner on that. And boy, when I got the phone call from Bill Moreland, who's the largest leader in the whole company right now, when he called me and said, "Hey, we'd like you to come over here to corporate and take a look at this," first thing I told him was, "No, I'm not looking. I'm building my own thing right now." And he said, "No, you got to take a look." He called me back the next day and said, "Hey, did you look at the videos?" And I said, "No, Bill, I told you I don't have time." He said, "You don't understand." He said, "Ron, I've known you for about 11 years now, and I'm asking you as a favor to me. You need to take a look at this, and we want you to come over here." And as soon as I looked at it, I was like, I called up Rob and I said, "Rob, I got to go to Idaho." So yes, guys, this is nothing like this has ever been done. Okay, we are the first social network to share the revenue. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar and heading for trillion-dollar-a-year industry. It's never been done, and we want to share that revenue with you guys for building this network. You know, there was a gentleman on here earlier saying, you know, I'm going full-time with Leafit. I'm making it my full-time career. Great decision. You know, build fast, build hard, get your bills covered right away. But great decision. I mean, if you're looking to start a real business, this is a real business, guys. This isn't some fly-by-night, you know, rev share program or some you know, money game. This is a real business that's involved in the largest industries in the world. If you guys haven't watched my presentation, you need to get on one of them. We do them 6 times a day. I mean, there's nothing out there. I've been building companies for 18 years. Rob's been in business for almost 25 years, and neither one of us have seen anything like this. And I have to assume everybody on the phone tonight will agree with that. And now your job is to go out and share this with everyone. We need to start, you know, building a network that rivals with Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. You know, if you're sitting there going, well, my gosh, they're talking about tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people, and Facebook has 1.23 billion. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the magnitude. You know, Lawrence, unmute yourself for a second if you would, sir. What did I say to you just about 30 days ago about this company and where it was headed?
Well, I don't know if I could quote your words exactly, but you said that this is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company very soon. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, and then I continue to state that, you know, we've got to hold each other accountable. Okay, and guys, I hope you appreciate this, because from corporate, okay, the problem with network marketing, and I'm going to throw that nasty word out there for a moment, the problem with network marketing is a lot of the corporate officers, the CEOs, they get greedy, okay, and they head in the wrong direction. They do things, and I've resigned from companies that I was making over $35,000 a month with. I've resigned from them because I've seen the upper leadership go in the wrong direction. All right, and what I stated to Lawrence, and he is completely a man of integrity and honor, and I just told him, I said, we got to hold each other accountable, brother, because where this is headed, we both built large companies, and where this is headed, we've never been there before, and that's why we're bringing an exclusive board around us of some of the top executives from other companies, which are household names. We need good people around us, and we need good leadership in the field, and we give you our word. We will hold ourselves accountable and continue to grow this company. This is going to be, Mike, you really started something here, bud, but this is going to be the biggest thing that you guys have ever worked on, because I know in my 18 years of building large multi-million-dollar companies, this is the largest thing I've ever worked on. So take it serious. And Joe Kronk, I'm just going to call you out here. He's the leader of the Rockstar group, and he's telling us right now, you guys are rock stars. So, Joe, I appreciate that. You know, our commitment, I mean, look at this. We've been on this call for almost 2 hours, guys. Our commitment is to you, okay? What we do day in and day out for, 18 hours a day is so that we can get to this point where we have the opportunity to speak with you guys, and we feel good about what we've been able to provide you. This is a company for you guys. Okay, something that we want you guys to feel good about. But absolutely, hands down, Mike, yes, this is the biggest thing that any of us, and I'm stating it out there, it's the biggest thing that any of us on the webinar tonight have ever worked on. Let's go ahead, and I know there's still more questions coming in, just one after the other. Guys, reserve your questions if you would. Take them to the Wednesday Q&A call. And you'll find that webinar in your back office. Just click on the webinars tab. Lawrence, thank you for coming out and spending almost 2 hours of your valuable time here. Thank each and every one of you for being on this call. We still have hundreds of people on the call right now. And I know around the world it's getting late in different areas. So we really appreciate you guys. Mike and Rob, thank you for coming out and just helping out with this call. I look forward to doing this. My time is your time. So I'll give you what you guys need. I give this my all, and I expect that each and every one of you guys on the webinar right now to give it your all too. So please, go use your resources, use the webinars, and tell everyone that you know and love about Leafit. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap the webinar up, and thank you so much, guys. for taking the time this evening with us.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Lawrence.
Thanks, guys.